welcome to the Speedstream. I'm Rafał from Mini Studio, the designer of the game. So here we are, and we have the old tiles and the stuff set up like this. This is the things that you see in front of you. This is of course the game manual, and the tiles of the game. But the most important thing are those speeder dashboards that you have in front of you, here and here, of course. So yeah, what's on it? So here there is, of course, on the middle there is a image of your speeder, in corresponding color, as you can see. There is 5 parameters that describe your speeder. In the manual this is described, but I will tell that the green arrows up, it's the thrust acceleration of your speeder of your vehicle. The blue ones down is brakes. Now air brakes, but brakes is quite faster to say. In the middle, the red arrows is handling of your speeder, how it does in while cornering, when passing, the turns. The yellow arrow with a small vehicle scene, it's evasion parameter. This one, here. This is evasion. Evasion works when someone tries to attack you directly, to push you from your lane, to push you on the track wall, or to when someone tries to ram your vehicle. And the last one, the purple one, is a system. It's computers on board your vehicle that allow you to pick up more equipment cards and give you a variety that you maybe will need to choose from stuff you want to use on your vehicle during the race. On the right side there is of course a speedometer, the red arrow, and the numbers. This is the speed that your vehicle goes. It's levels from 0 to 10, and it's about 30 miles per hour for each level if someone wants to make a speed out of it. The best way to use it in the TTS is to grab both mouse buttons and drag. It's the best way to use it. And here, so at the beginning, we will determine for the first time, if we are just running one race, it will determine by who goes first by rolling a die. And it's not like everyone goes clockwise or counterclockwise. No, it's decided the other way. So really, the place you're sitting on right now doesn't matter. So let's do it by the book. So let's roll the die and decide the starting queue. So I got 2. The die is 6-sided, die, but it counts from 0 to 5. Oh, 2, 1. Okay, the red one will be first for sure. Okay, I think that blue and I will have to roll again, and the purple one is last because we rolled 1. Okay, so I think I'm second and blue is third. Am I right? Oh, something like that. Okay. Okay, so for now, the part of the game is to set the track. So the last one sets the track. Tiles are double-sided. This is the starting positions with the start line. In fact, it's a finish line, but the start, it doesn't matter. Those are starting positions for our vehicles. Yeah, all the tiles are double-sided. The green ones are easy, the yellow ones are moderate, and the red ones are hard. It gives you know, the feeling of the difficulty of the track when it comes to tuning your vehicle and how much points it should be, you know, like, given. Of course, it doesn't. If all players decide to give, you know, some amount of points, it's up to them. But the games give the rules that, you know, if there are, you know, 4 moderate sectors of the track, so there should be this amount of tuning points. But the last one sets the track. And I think we should set the track, and when the track is set, I will tell you about the movement and the other stuff that can happen on the track. So let's do the track. So the last one, the purple, sets the track. It's up to you. There are no rules, in fact, about setting the track. So you can set one run or the loop. It's up to you how you would like to set the track. All tiles.
So just as long as it's one tile?
No, it should be like the perfect, the most optimal track is 6 straight sectors and 6 corners. So this would be the best track. But it could be like four straight sectors, 4 corners, but it would be like dull.
Oh, I see, I see. So
So
I
yeah,
set the whole track?
yes, you set the whole track and the sectors of the track. Then the next one, the blue one, will set an obstacles. Then the white one will set boosters and stoppers, and the red one will set the equipment dispensers. But I will, you know, explain while doing it. So now we are waiting for.
Feel free to be creative. Don't
Yeah, feel free.
worry.
It's up to you, really. There are no wrong answers,
Oh,
no
okay.
wrong tracks, really. Everything is possible.
What did you say blue set up for being
Blue
second last?
will set up obstacles on the track. Obstacles are stacked here.
Got it. Thank you.
And you will have the number of obstacles that equals the number of sectors of the track. I suppose we should just leave.
I'm just moving this
Okay.
to the side to make you space.
This is a jump ramp. It's hard, but it's funny.
Ooh, what is this piece right here?
This pieces of track make you like, you know, go really damaged if you end your movement there. By the end of round, if you are there, you are really fucked. But you know, but you can continue, you know, the race, but you go out of energy, you got out of your durability, and you're really not in bad shape. This is jump ramp, and it should go you know, there should be something here. For example, if this ramp goes like this, let's say, let's move everything aside. Oh, well, I lost the focus. Okay, I have the focus. Okay, so if the jump ramp, it goes like this. Whoa. So maybe.
Oh, so it can be like a figure 8.
Yeah. So like this, for example. I would just, you know, help you, but if you want to change anything, just do it. And, you know, and for example, and here, and yeah, something like that. This is
Oh, I see. Okay.
perfect track. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tracks. So 13 obstacles. The blue takes the 13 obstacles, and the rules of setting obstacles, and whoa, sorry, is like the distance between 2 set on the track obstacles is 1 space. There should be 1 space between them, and maximum 2 on one sector. Rotate them with your mouse roll. So 2 by the sector. You cannot put them on the start and finish sector, and not on the turn apex. Those yellow fields in the middle of each.
Got it.
Okay.
Do I have to place all of them?
In fact, no. This is maximum number, but you don't have to put them on all. But the more, I suppose, the more fun, because it becomes harder to race. So now I will be putting. So these are the obstacles. The obstacles just change the geometry of the track. So those are the places that you can crash on. So now I'm setting boosters, and the other side is stoppers. So they just increase your speed or slow down by 1. It's the slowdown is not in fact penalty, because it may be used by a player to gain the speed he really wants. So, but sometimes they may come handy both ways. Okay. Okay, and now red one, the dispensers. Equipment dispensers. When you enter this space, by any means, so it means that you can be pushed by the opponent on this space, or
how many of this blue?
13 maximum 13.
How many of the blue pieces?
This equals the number of the sectors of the racetrack.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So 13. It's 13 of those maximum. No one forces you. There can be 1, but it will be boring, very boring. So when you enter this space, you pick up a card, equipment card. In fact, you pick up that many cards that you have your system power meter, this purple circle something, and then you just select 1 that you keep, and the rest is discarded. So when you enter, but you may enter this space at any means. So it means that you can voluntarily go there in your round, or you may be pushed by your opponent during their round on this space. But it just said it is like when you enter the space, you pick up the card, just like that. No, 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 not on the apex, not on the apex. Okay, I think we are clear. Please lock them. Okay, they are locked. Oh. Okay, I think they're locked. So now, movement and the parameters. So just let's take a look at this green guy here. The first thing in the round, and it's always the first thing, nothing can come before, is setting your speed. You can rise your speed by the number of your thrust, your acceleration. So but in the default, in the basic setup before tuning, the speeders have each of those parameters on 1. So right now I can accelerate safely only by 1. My speed right now here is 5. So if I accelerate, it will be like 6, and then I must go 6 spaces. Only forward, never backwards. You can be pushed backward, but you cannot move voluntarily backward. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will end up on this apex 6. This is my move. 6 spaces. If I would like go to like this, from here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it rises my speed to 7. It's 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is here. The same goes with the stopper. If my speed is 6 and I end up on the stopper, my speed goes down to 5. And if I have more points of movement, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is here. Yeah, I ended with speed 5 on the apex. Is that clear?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, so
Okay.
In the situation, of course, I can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and at this moment, at 4, I draw cards. Of course, it easier is to just put the number and get them on your hand, but they are in fact open to everyone. Everyone should know what you have equipped. So when you decide to equip something, you put this in the zone, and this is the thing that is equipped. It's not in use, it's equipped. You are ready to use it. You cannot pick up cards if you have a card equipped. So discard it before you enter this dispenser, because you are not allowed to draw cards. There may be a little rules change because of a sponsor card that will come in time too, that you may have 2 cards. Then if you have your limit cards equipped, that you cannot pick up more cards. That's obvious. So this is the basics of the movement. Then, and this is let's say the most tricky part of the game, passing the apex of the corner. To pass the apex, now you have to roll the die, and you add the die, your handling parameter, and the modifier on the apex. So for example, this one is 2. Here under the speeder it says 2. So for example, my speed right now, let's say, is 7, and my handling is 2. So to pass it, I have 2 of handling, 2 here, so it's 4, and I have to roll to match or make it higher than my speed. So the roll and adding everything must be exact as the speed or higher. So 3 or more helps me. No, it's 2 because it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. My speed is 7. I did not manage. Now, this is very important. When you do not pass, if you pass, you just go the way you want. If you do not pass the test, you have to go continue your movement, but you have to go to the side outside the corner. So you have to go like you are skidding and slipping aside, and you are going directly to the wall. If I would have one more point of movement, my point of movement would force me to go outside the track. And then the collision happens. You just hit the band, sparkling, with the fire, and you damage your vehicle. The damage of the vehicle, now look please on the dashboard, vehicle dashboard. The damage is connected with your speed. From 10 to 8, your damage is 3, as you can see those 3 red skulls, and you slow down also 3. So for example, if my speed was 7, I would get 2 damage and slow down by 2. So I would have to move my speedometer down by 2 and my durability down by 2. Is that clear? Any questions?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I like it.
I had one question about losing control.
Yeah.
Is it the entire remainder of your speed that you have to move outside the track for?
Yes. This is this plus 2 is a modifier that you add to your roll. So here, the higher on the corner, the easier it goes, because here I would have a +4 modifier. It would be very easy. It's +4 plus my handling that is for now 2, and roll only 0 doesn't help me. Anything else with match 7 or will be higher. So yeah, this is not the speed that you have to pass. This is the modifier that you add to your handling. Because, for example, if you really want to cut and go by 0, it's 0. It adds you nothing. It's only your roll and your handling. It would be much harder to pass through here. Of course, in this situation, passing through 1 or by 0 is the same. But there are situations where, like here, this could be really a cut, because going through here it will be have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and through here is 1, 2, 3, and 4 is like 2 spaces ahead. So it may really matter if you're cutting through the really hard to the corner, or just going around. That is much easier. So this is the modifier that you add to your roll, and in total with your handling. So 3 things you have to add: your roll, the modifier on the space you are on the apex, and your handling. That's 3 things you add, and this have to equal your speed or be higher. And that's okay. So for example, like here, let's imagine the green one didn't manage to pass this on this space here. So this green one would have to go like this, but here we have a wall, an obstacle. So he immediately go further because he cannot go here, and he crashes because he would have to go here. So he have to just continue movement, but at this space he crashed into this obstacle, getting damage according to his actual speed. And now upload the damage and the speed. As you can see on the dashboard, please take a look. this cube it decides how much speed you can get at the end of your round, because the speed that you have at the end of your round decides about the initiative, the moving queue in the next round. Those are those 6 markers, like with numbers, are the markers of the speed. They are double-sided to mark the speed at the end of your round. So for example, if my vehicle is really damaged and I managed to accelerate like to 8 and then went crazy and passed everyone and I'm on the lead, but at the end of the turn my speed goes down because my speeder cannot handle and cannot maintain the speed because it's damaged, it's overheating and cannot do what I want. And that's the thing to remember, because the damage doesn't mean that you cannot accelerate and go even 10 or even beyond 10, because using boosters, those on track, and boosters that you will find in the cards, equipment cards, will allow you to go even more than 10. But at the end, you have to go down to the speed that is marked with your durability. So at the beginning, the speed, the maximum speed that you can maintain at the end of the round is 10, because your durability is 10. And it's maximum that you can get. Is that clear? Any questions?
No questions?
Yeah, seems good.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so now interactions between speeders. I will take the yellow one because he won't have his race today. So let's make him happy. Okay, the first and that thing that most happen is pushing aside, and the speeder wants to push you aside because the pilot wants to enter the space. So
Or just it's mean.
it's just mean, because you can get points, but just listen. When you want to push someone aside, you just must have a movement point to enter the space, and then the attacked one, the defender, let's say, rolls a die, and this is much harder than passing a corner, because the corner is the situation that the pilot can predict. This is not. This is something that happens really at the moment. So this roll plus evasion, this yellow thing, this yellow bolt on the dashboard, this is your evasion. Let's say I have evasion on the yellow one. I say, let's get rid of this. Everything. I knew it. Oh shit, this is really not good.
What happened?
I think I just threw it outside the table. Okay, the roll plus the handling must be equal or higher than speed of the yellow one at the moment. So the higher speed is, the easier is to push her out of balance. So this is like this. Green declares, I want to push you out, and yellow one rolls the die and adds the roll to the evasion, and it must be equal or higher to the defender's speed. If he succeeds, he may decide to move and allow the attacker to enter his space, or to stand fast, and then both machines get 1 damage, but the green one has to continue the movement, and yellow one stays when the defender stays when he was. This is kind of I may let him go, but in situation when you are just next to the boundary of the track, if someone pushes you out, you get damage, like just hitting the band on the corner. So if you are pushed on the track wall, you get damage, and the one that pushed you on the wall gets a point. Any questions?
So would green get a point right now?
If the green attacks the yellow one and the yellow one fails to defend, so he will be pushed like that. But in his movement,
Oh,
he
I see,
just
I
stays
see.
on the place, and the green one continues. Yellow one gets damage according to yellow's speed, and the green one gets point. If the yellow
Gotcha.
one,
Okay.
if the yellow one succeeds, he won't be, wanting to move aside. He will stand fast, and both machines will get 1 point of damage, and the green one, without a victory point, will move forward.
That makes sense.
Yep, I hope so. And the last one, the most ugly thing that can happen, is ramming. The green one, or any other nasty guy, might try to ram the opponent. So he just declares, I'm ramming, I'm going through you. And ramming always ends that the defender must move aside. He may even move forward if he wants, maybe sometime in some situation may be helpful, but the defender risks that he will be rammed again. So the situation is the same. The defender rolls evasion, so he rolls a die, adds evasion, and then it must be equal or higher to his actual speed. And if he succeeds, he decides when he wants to move aside or forward. If the defender fails to to evade, things happen. Both machines get the damage that is indicated by the speed of the attacker. Both machines. And then the attacker decides where the defender goes. So this is really nasty, but if you are really in good health and your opponent is really in bad shape, you may try to ram him and deliver with high speed 3 points of damage that will bring your opponent even to even worse condition than he was. So this is ramming. And how to get points. Of course, you get points when you get to the finish line. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0. In 4 players games is 10, 8, 6, and 4. But you can get points, as I said, by pushing someone successfully on a wall of a truck. If someone just, you manage to put someone on a truck inside, bam, it's a point. If you manage to take a look on the dashboard, if you manage to, for example, to bring someone to to 5 points of durability, it's a point. If you manage then to bring someone to 1 point of durability, it's a damage. So there may be a situation, because we do have some nasty, no, we have only the jump ramp, but if you manage to put someone on this truck without power, it brings him down to 1. It will be 2 points of victory, because you first it went 5 and then down to 1. So yeah, when you destroy, if you damage your opponent by 5 points and then by again 5 points, in fact 4 points, it's a point. So not only winning at the end, at the finish line, gives you points, because you really can change the situations at the finish line by attacking, dealing damage to your opponents. Okay, now I took all the cards because I want them to put them on the table. Just take a look. Those are cards that will take part in a game. They are in 4 colors. In fact, There are green, blue, red, and orange. And in fact, the red and orange are considered weapons for the cards that will be dealt or some. And the cards have a text that describes what happens when the card is played, used, because as I said, it is equipped here, and when I use this card, I just put it on the use space, or for example, this EMP discharge will be used on my opponent, so it lands on my opponent's, let's say here, side, on the blue one in this moment. So so everything is on the card, in fact, and on the weapons you can see how much damage they deal and how much speed they take down. In fact, there's more about bringing you down on the speed than on damage, but the damage can be dealt also. Yep. For example, these are stoppers and boosters, and drogue chute and booster, and they give you speed up or down by 2. In comparison, those on the truck give you only 1 and 1. 1 down or 1 up. Now, you may ask how to repair my vehicle. So not only this one, not only the card can repair. At any moment, you can discard, at any moment at your turn, you can discard the equipment card and get 1 durability up. So you repair by discarding the card that you have equipped, not used, equipped. And the other thing to repair your vehicle is when you do not change your speed at the beginning of your round, your speeder cools down and you go 1 durability up. And as the last resort, we have this. This is a service token. If you think that you are in so bad shape that nothing will help you, and really you don't care about burning cards, and you cannot find the repair drone, you just go to the pit. And it's like this: you do not change speed, you just cancel your round, your turn. You are not moving in this turn. Your speed goes for the moving queue below even 0. It's just X. You are not on the track. And then on the next round, you come back on the same space, the same spot, if it's not possible round, full health and speed 5, because the speed 5 is the starting speed. You're just magnetic slingshot starts you. And that's all, folks. Any questions?
No, seems fairly clear.
Okay, now we have truck
So
set.
I lose all the round when I use the pit stop. I just don't move that, yeah?
Yeah, you just don't move.
They come back in the place where the token is put,
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So right now we'll right now just take this and take this. We'll go, because we have a track set now. We'll deal a sponsor cards. Sponsors give abilities to change a little your speeder, and starting from the last one, which is purple, then blue, white, and red. So please take them, flip them. They are open to everyone, and read them what they offer. Okay, so For example, my card is, my sponsor is Aesir Giver, and it's upgraded weapons, and my weapons deal +1 damage. All weapons, red and orange cards. Oh, next Aesir. Armored, you take 1 damage, -1 damage, but only from weapons, not from collisions to the walls. Okay, let's see what the purple one. Paragon Industries. Active frame. You have evasion +1. This gives you at the start 1 token that you have to put into evasion. So here's your token, and you can put it into evasion. So from the start you have evasion 2. And the red one.
I have a shield.
Paragon shield. It's a shield card, but this one is over the limit, and what more, it can be used at any moment, not only in his turn, but at any moment at round. One more thing, your cards, this is important, you can use it at any moment after changing speed, at any moment, even if you have moved all your used your all movement points, and then your vehicle is considered stabilized, for example after a slide from the corner, and then you can use a card, for example booster, and go 2 points of speed up and continue moving. So when you end up all your movement points, it doesn't mean end of your movement, of your turn.
But normal card we can use only in our turns, not in
yeah,
other,
only in your turn.
Okay.
This one is a special card from the sponsor that can be used at any moment during the whole round. So normally you will be considering, am I going to use the shield now because it will last only 1 round and then it will be off and maybe no one will attack me. But this one may be used just before someone attacks you. So someone attacks and you, bam, I'm using the shield.
Okay, Kiki, thanks.
Okay, so so we have our sponsors. Now it's time for tuning. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hard sectors, and it's 5 points of tuning, because for each 2 yellow sectors you will get 1 point, and for 1 red sector you will get 1 point. So we are going 5. It will be almost fully equipped machines, but the race will be tricky because there's a lot of hard sectors. So 5 points to spend on your parameters. If you have questions about how to do this, ask. But I suppose it's quite self-explanatory.
On which value is for dodging
evasion,
shots from
the yellow one. Yellow one.
Yellow one, thanks.
Okay, I see. Okay, now movement queue. Movement is the one with the highest speed moves as the first one. If there are 2 vehicles with the same speed, the one that is further on the track moves first. If they are the same speed on the same, let's say, height of the track, the first one goes that is on the inner part of a track of a next corner. So in this case the red one is first because it's on the inner part of the corner. The white is on the same height but it's outside on the corner, and then the same goes with the second line and the third one. So this, now we are set, and I suppose we can just start. If any questions, should.
Sure thing.
No. So I suppose we'll go with the basic setup of the game, which is free for all, one deck for everyone. So we have to stack all the cards because there's the same number that is scales with it's scalable with the number of players. Okay, now from the last one, which is yellow, take the number of your system cards. Oh, you have one, so just take one and you can automatically equip it. Purple.
And so I take one card here.
Yeah, one card and one card. Yeah, and put it face up on your equipment. What's it? And tractor beam. Okay. Okay. Now me, I take two because I have a system of two. Now I can choose one. Okay. Discard the truth and mine. And red one, please take two cards and select one. Okay, face up. What's it? AMP discharge. Okay.